mushrooms in the name. Pizza. And it was really
Mushrooms
good.
pizza.
Something. I think it was just kind of one of those things where we were just friends, but I think the most feasible answer that I can think of is just...
But all I have surprising to, it's wild.
December.
I feel like Spotify rap is cooler than everything else though. What's up guys, it's your girl Ava. Today, we have a very special guest on the show. This is world-renowned saxophone player, fantastic human being, one of my best friends, Carson. Give a big welcome. How's it going?
Going pretty well.
I'm glad. Okay, today I just came up with a bunch of random questions. Carson and I are both home on break, and he is proudly repping with his coffee mug my school. I do not have a Chadron State College mug, which needs to change.
See if I can get you one.
Yeah, thank you. I have this one. Lovely. There's lots of coffee on this show, which it's not really a show. It just, I have come up with some questions just to ask Carson. We're just going to get right into it. According to your memory, how did we meet?
I think it was just kind of one of those things where we were just friends, but I think the most feasible answer that I can think of is just youth group. I remember Isabel Mathis inviting me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure she introduced me to Lexi, Brooklyn,
yes.
and probably you, but that was a while ago.
That was a long time ago. I know, because that friend group was kind of cool. It was like, I was definitely like in and out for me. Like when I was in high school, I would kind of bounce around between friends. So
yeah,
I remember vividly like just seeing you and like recognizing you from something, because I don't know how I knew you before. That was at the point in youth group when there were probably like 20 new people like every week. Like there were so many kids at youth group. So I just remember being like, oh my gosh, he's here, but I just didn't know who you were. So what so far has been the hardest adjustment about college, and like when timeline wise has it happened?
Hardest adjustment was probably just trying to find a group of friends. Like being so far away from like what my home for 18 years of my life,
right.
Going away from that, it was definitely a weird adjustment, and just kind of also like trying to decide what I want to do, who I want to be, and but I think it definitely struggled for about half the semester. My name was a little bit known just because I was a freshman, and it's a fairly small music group there in Chadron, but they invited me to one of the seniors' surprise birthday party.
Oh, I didn't even know this.
Yeah, and I went to that. First of all, it was just kind of it wasn't a mess, but it just wasn't great. Well, he just didn't really know what was happening. We had done it, they had done it the past 2 years to him, but he just like didn't think about it. And
he was like, I've had a surprise party for 2 years now. Probably won't happen again.
Yeah. And then the drumline, the Shadow State drumline had a chili cook-off that night.
Oh.
So we went to stop in there, and then he just kept talking. And this went on. He was there talking with Dr. Puzo for like 3 hours while we're sitting in his house
like waiting
with lights off, waiting for him to come back.
Oh my goodness.
And
so you had plenty of time to like accumulate yourself with everybody while you're waiting. That's so funny.
Yep. And then he finally came home, and then they were all like, funny. You want to hang out with us more? And then we should hang out more. And then stuff like staying up to see daylight savings ranking COD games happened.
Okay, so how specifically has God been faithful to you this year? Which this is like a big question, so you can answer as long or as little as you want.
Okay. I think there was a lot. It was kind of like God kind of allowing me, like, not to like do my own thing when it comes to sin, but just kind of saying like, do what you love. Like, I'm here,
right.
And I love you, and I love what you do. Like it's kind of like that almost realization, like that. Yes, I'm a servant of God, and God needs to be first in my life, but God also wants me to treasure and be happy with what I'm doing.
Absolutely.
And allow it to do the things that I want to do while following God.
That's super good. And I think that I've had a similar experience where it's like definitely experiencing the freedom in college as a life setting can sometimes mirror that freedom in Christ, or God can use it. Was there a definitive moment, or was it just kind of a gradual series of events?
It was just kind of gradual, and this moment for me was a little bit later on. Like I just kind of felt that feeling that God, But I remember we took a trip to Lincoln for the Nebraska Music Educators Association's conference.
Hit up Blaze Pizza if you're ever in Lincoln, Nebraska. So good. Did you ever have it?
No, we didn't.
It's my favorite.
But I remember I wanted to go to a session that was at 8 o'clock in the morning. Nobody else was going to a session at 8 o'clock in the
Aw.
morning. So, and I remember I put on my headphones, you know, I've got my blazer on, I've got my jeans, you know, and I was just kind of walking and I was like, I like kind of want to live in a big city. And like, this could be awesome to just live here. And just kind of, you know, just thinking about that, just thinking about like, if that's what God wants, I think I would like to go to a big city.
To a big city, that's so cool. Because that's definitely a moment where you're just like, whoa. I feel like in at least this first semester, there have been lots of moments for me, and I'm sure for you, where you're like, this could be the rest of my life. Just thinking about different things. And I know we've talked about that before with just careers and music and everything. We'll just throw in a funny question. Would you like to expose your Amazon Music Wrapped?
My Amazon Music Wrapped.
Because neither of us have Spotify. I have YouTube Music.
My
Person has
Spotify
Amazon.
Wrapped was...
Oh, you use Spotify?
Not a lot.
Okay, well, you can do Spotify Wrapped too if you'd like.
My most listened to was 21 Pilots, which I don't really listen to 21 Pilots a lot. Like I listen to them a little bit at the beginning of the year.
Yes.
But that was it. It was The Score, which and it was Moon Hooch, Too Many Zoos, and Lucky Chops. Yeah. And I want to find what the name for the Score one was.
Did you have like
the genre? Because the Spotify Wrapped this year.
They have genre.
Mall Goth Football Modern Rock Phase.
What does that even mean? Here we go. Mall Goth Football Modern Rock. Whatever the heck that means. But Amazon Music will be closer to home.
My 2024.
I'm taking off my nail polish. Anyway.
My 2024 delivered.
Wait, can we just talk about how Amazon Music Wrapped is called Delivered? That's ridiculous. I didn't know that. Amazon, do better.
My top genres, guys. Number 1 was all rock. Number 2 was pop. 3 alternative. 4 alternative rock. And 5 alternative pop.
They're like, let's just throw alternative in there. It's a whole nother genre.
It's a whole nother genre. And then my other top listen artist, I think, was Robert Hallow and the Holy Men.
Oh.
So later, I was all about I Design Disasters by Robert Hallow and the Holy Men.
This is really good.
It's a really good song, and it's a lot similar. So if you like folk stuff, check out The Amazing Devil and Robert Hallow and the Holy Men.
Yay! Oh my gosh, that's perfect. What is something unexpected that happened to you from 2024 or just in college? The other kind of like, for some reason, I just like associated this question also with like, what was one food that you really liked that you like never did before or that you were surprised by? I don't know why those two went together in my brain, but they did.
Oh, unexpected happening. I don't know. Me liking blazers and a pair of jeans. That was pretty weird.
Love it.
My saxophone not working and being broken for about half the semester.
Because hadn't you played with it for months?
Yeah,
in
so
high school, pretty much all your career.
I've been playing on this one since sophomore year in high school. I got it at the beginning of sophomore year, and it's a great saxophone. Andreas Eastman did a great job with it, but there were some issues with it. For those who know saxophones, the tone hole on the D sharp key was not even at all, and my pad was not sealing correctly.
Not good.
And so was my the F, E, and D keys. So anything there just wasn't sealing right, wasn't giving me the right tone. And funny story about that. So, you know, looking back on it now, I would have been able to make All-State my senior year. I'm 99% sure. There were two factors that I think played into my not making All-State. And that was, first of all, my pad's not sealing correctly, so my intonation wasn't as great as it could be because I don't have control there. And also, you know, chromatic scale, you can't play those low notes if you don't have the correct seals. Like I now can play a low B flat on the saxophone, but I couldn't then.
But you couldn't. That's so bad. That makes me mad.
They changed the tempo and how much of the etude I was playing because we were in Belize, or were we in Belize right before All-State, or were we? Did we go
when
after?
Was All-State? Because All-State auditions were. Yeah, you're right. Well, here's the thing. They used to be, no, you're right. It was like the first weekend of November because the year before they were on my birthday. So I was really worried and we were in Belize for my birthday. Oh, yeah. So I was really worried. I was like, they're going to be on my birthday, but they weren't. They were the weekend after we had All-State auditions, which I had forgotten about. I don't really even know how I was prepared. Yeah. It was because Riley and Alex sat us down and said, you will practice that and our lines.
And I can't practice the saxophone when I'm in a third world country.
No, but like, I think I probably sang a little bit, but all I remembered reading is lines.
Yep, lines for play on.
What was it? Lady Violet.
Oh, yes.
And Lord Dudley.
Lord Dudley.
Wild. At least it was a good surprise that you found out that it could be fixed. Or can it be fixed? Yes?
What do you mean?
Like your saxophone. Sorry,
oh, yeah.
I went back.
Yep, so I ended up taking it to the shop in Shattern, and then he ended up working on it, got a lot of the things fixed, but the D sharp key still wasn't great. He did the pad, just the tone hole was so even. He tried fixing it, but it just didn't turn out well.
Just didn't work.
And so Dr. Stevens took it from me for another couple weeks and properly fixed it, replaced the pad.
Good.
And now I have a working saxophone.
And did you have any food that you just like started eating in college? Yeah. Did you have a favorite food?
My favorite food? I can't really think of anything that was a particular favorite. I mean, I definitely went to China House a good couple times, which was delicious. It's an all-you-can-eat buffet in Shattern, but it's like not a scary all-you-can-eat buffet.
Oh.
It's like
not the ones that are like, we don't know how long this has been sitting out.
Yeah, like
but you have to eat it.
The people there are actually like have good health code ratings.
Good.
It's like a Panda Express except for less on the go.
Like just exactly. A little bit. Is it more authentic? Do you think?
Yeah.
Okay, because Panda is so good, but it's like not super authentic. Anyway,
I think my favorite food, correction, is going to be Raisin Canes because I had it for the first time this year when we went to Des Moines before college for speech and debate nationals. We stopped in Lincoln to eat some Raisin Canes.
It was fantastic,
and it was amazing.
What's your favorite to get there? Because I've never had
Caniac combo.
Okay,
it is the
that'll be one of my New Year's resolutions.
Headers.
What is like the biggest area of growth you have seen in yourself this year? If you could pin one down, or a couple of things maybe.
I don't know. Definitely music. Like, I've just felt a lot more confident in what I'm doing musically. Like, just being able to study under a professor. Like, I get an hour lesson once a week with Dr. Stevens, and so I get to study under him for an hour each week. And then, I also have him in music theory, and then I also have him in jazz band, and just being able to like do that, and musically I feel like I've grown a lot. And then also this step up like from a high school level, not saying that our high school is bad, but it's the difference between, let's take band for a free elective so we don't, to you're here, you're paying for this class, so you're gonna do what you do, or you're not gonna be here.
right, exactly.
And so it's a much higher expectation, but it's also such a better ensemble. Like the music you're playing is harder, the intonation that you have to have is harder, and also like I notice when I'm playing with a better band, my intonation is automatically better. Like, because I can hear my intonation and I can adjust, but I can't hear my intonation nearly as well if there are other people who also aren't in tune.
Absolutely. Yep, it's a lot easier to hold yourself to players that are better than it is to try to be the better player, still correct yourself when you have tons of younger players around you. Any other areas of growth you might comment on?
I don't know. I feel like I haven't grown a whole lot when it comes to a lot of things outside of school. I feel like I've definitely not been the best with being with God all the time, I think.
And that's, it's important to be vulnerable about that though. So, and that, like, good thing that God is faithful. Because that is something that, like, it's cool that we started with God being faithful as a question, because I feel like as you look back at your life, you can see those things and you can contemplate God being faithful. Now, this is not going to be posted on Christmas Eve, or definitely not Christmas Eve, on New Year's Eve, but we're filming this on New Year's Eve, and it's kind of interesting to I always end up sitting here thinking, wow, man, this year is kind of crazy, but like, I'm so thankful that God is not going to leave us. So anyway, okay, who is winning the $20 bill game?
The $20 bill game consists of me and Carson passing back and forth two $20 bills and seeing who can find them in the most obscure hiding places we come up with.
I hate to admit it, but I do think you are.
Yes. I actually did not know what you were going to say, so I was like prepared for either.
So I think your spots have been a lot better. I feel like, definitely.
Yes, they have. Just kidding. We'll make it.
But that also means that's also partly due to because I've had the dollars less.
That's true.
I kind
of forgot I had them. Did I tell you that?
Oh.
They were in a book I bought, and then just literally Christmas break, they fell out, and I was like,
was it the book that I stuck it in?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I knew that you put them in there, but I just forgot about them.
Yeah. Because I've got a plan. I don't think you're gonna find this one nearly as quickly as you found any of my other ones.
Okay, well, I don't think I have any more questions, but if you have anything else to say to my 41 subscribers or just in general as a college freshman who survived a semester, do you have any advice for musicians? Well, I can't even speak. I don't know.
I say advice for just anybody going into college is just do what you love. Like don't like overwork yourself, because that's how you burn out. Like if you focus on your studies and you say that I have to get A's this semester, like that's just not going to be healthy for you. Like it's a goal that yes, you could get, but especially in college, like you're learning the hardest stuff you've ever learned, and it's so specific to what you are learning. That, and think about it, like your professors that are teaching this have literally been learning this for the past like 30-40 years to teach this to you. So the expectation that you're gonna get it perfectly in half a year is kind of unreal. Like it's a really unrealistic standard. Like yes, try, but don't let your grades define you. Just do your best, and if you need help, like seek help. Like I don't know about other colleges, but I know Shadron, like the professors are super open to willing to help. As for musicians, I think the biggest thing is just don't burn out yourself. Like, and that's kind of what anybody that is a musician will tell you as you're going into college, but they don't really give you tips on how to do it. I messaged Riley, and like,
shout out Riley.
I know this is going to be an issue for me. How do I avoid this? And the piece of advice she gave me is find music that you love. Like remember what brought you to music, like why you love music. Remembering that you love music and not the fact that you have to do music.
Absolutely. It's a gift for sure. And I think that is super wise, especially even if you're not going into college. Just with any stage of life you're in, it can get really mundane. It can get tiresome. So yeah, I really like that advice. I had said earlier that I got journals, or that I journal, and this is my little feature here will be that my mom bought me 3 of my favorite journals. So they're completely empty, and I'm excited to fill them up. But yeah, find something like journaling. Find a creative outlet, I think. Would you agree with that? Just a creative outlet in the midst of the thing you're doing. All right, well, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this conversation. Thank you so much, Carson, for being on the show, as I'm now calling it. Anyway,
thank you for having me.
Let us know if you'd like to see more interview style videos in the future. And yeah, grace and peace to you all. Love you. Bye.